Okay, this will be an interesting one. See if we can make this look interesting. I'm going to keep it like that. We're going to keep it on. We're going to make it into a dual colour eventually, but we're just going to set it up in full colour. I wonder how big we're going to make this. We're going 200. 200. I'm actually thinking maybe a bit smaller than 200. We're going 141.4. Now, a silly user interface. I couldn't move it just then. It wasn't easy to move. So we're just going to leave those. I'm not going to do them. Or maybe we will to get... No, we're going to leave them for a change. We'll do something different, guys and girls. That's going to stay in the middle of contrast. This one's going to go a bit light. We're just going to set this silly shitter up. Well, with a contrast, we're just going to add a little bit or a fair amount. And we're just going to... I'm actually thinking maybe all the colours could be taken out. We're just going to leave magenta and black because this is the colours that are going to feature in the finished result. Or should I say there will be other colours, but we want to make... I wonder if we're going to make it like that. So let's see how we go with this. So this should work nicely. And let's see what we have. We have here Bond's Cottontails. Okay, some Nanna pants. Grandma pants, although she doesn't look like a grandma, the model. Actually thinking maybe we should stick with 200. Come to think of it, the picture is about really quite small. So we're just going to try to 200 and see what happens. But yeah, I had to get some more of these. You can get them from places like Coles supermarket, and basically that's where I got these from. So we're going to just slide them around and see what we can do before I open them up. So they do last a long time, and they're really comfy. Of course, they're not the ones you'd want to wear when you go to bed with your husband. So you'd want to wear some... You'd hope that your sexual relationship's good enough that you want to see each other in some really nice lingerie, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't have that luxury in their relationship, which is really sad because, hey, just face it, it's sad not to have a good sexual relationship when you basically, you might as well be single if that happens, but hey, it's not always, things can always go wrong in relationships, unfortunately, so it's like that. It just I can't just keep that as a pat answer about it, but I've been in relationships where things don't work, and it's really horrible when you're in a relationship like that. It's good to have someone to love and that you love them sexually as well as mentally. You'd hope that would be the case in a proper relationship. So now we're just going to go and take this one. I'm not sure, I'm not entirely happy with it, but wondering if we're going to do another one. Oh no, we're not. We're going to do this. Okay, we're going black and red, black and blue, black and green, black and yellow. So now we're just going to set this up. Okay. So we're going to set this to 100. But yeah, you'd hope that in a marriage, you're going to have some serious good times in the bedroom. I mean, yeah. But when you're in a bad relationship, it's pretty obvious it's not going to work. Which is really sad. It's nice to have a happy, good times. Humans were meant to have sex and meant to enjoy each other's company in more ways than one. That's my opinion anyway. A lot of people a lot of ladies talk about men having certain qualities and men saying women have certain qualities, these sort of primitive sexist kind of things, that women change their mind, have it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind or men do this and men do that. Oh yeah, men leaving up the lid in the toilet. Yeah, these things are probably true, or at least the toilet bit is true, but there's a lot of things that men and women, it seems like the world has become a bit of a battle of the sexes. Instead of men and women living in harmony, so it seems, they seem to have all these things to say about each other, and often, like they say that men often fall asleep when they've had sex and the woman's not happy and shit like that. If, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, what happens, it's just stuff that I've observed. It's just sometimes it just seems that things that, maybe these are themes that come out in the media, like on TV and on the radio and shit like that, and you can't really take it seriously, folks. I don't know. Maybe you just have to, and I just give men and women some advice. If they're in a bad relationship, well, don't marry. Don't be too rash to marry. And unless you know that you're going to love this person for the rest of your days till death do you part. Well, that's my opinion. I don't believe in divorce and remarrying, so I know what I've done wrong. I forgot to switch it to copied paper. But basically, I just don't believe that men and women should remarry. So you've got to basically make sure that the person that you're with is actually the person that you're going to want. Because otherwise it's just going to be a hollow existence. I've been in situations where the man has been a total asshole, and I've been with assholes. I know what it's like. The good thing was I never married them. I broke up with them. Eventually I just got fed up with them and I broke up with them. So I just got fed up with their nonsense and them not respecting me as a woman. So they treat me like shit. I just don't want to know them. But I've got somebody on the horizon who I really love. And I trust him with my life. I trust him. He's not the kind of man that's going to live up to these stereotypes. But I know him. I love him so much. And he's not the kind of guy that would play games like a lot of men do. And as I said, I've been in bad shit myself. It's not just you guys, it's me too. I've been in some pretty bad relationships and wish I never were, but there was nothing fulfilling about them. There was no attraction. It was dead. It was like I was dating death. I might as well have been dating death instead of dating someone that I love. And it's just a stupid thing. It's easy to make mistakes. As I said, I've been out with some dodgy men myself, and I just never liked it. I could never. One guy that wanted to marry me, and I almost did out of pressure. He kept pressuring me about things. He kept applying all this damn pressure. He wasn't the kind of man that would respect your wishes. He wanted everything his way, and he wondered why I didn't want to marry him. And I'm just so glad I got out of that abusive, and it was abuse. It was abusive, sexual abuse, financial abuse, verbal abuse, whatever abuse he was an expert at abusing me, and I just wouldn't tolerate it anymore. I got sick of it one day, and I just left the fucking place that he was in, and I just never spoke to him again. He kept trying to ring me up and pester me into coming back into the relationship. I went out with this twit for more than 2.5 years, and he ruined such a large part of my life. He wouldn't even let me go out by myself except to go to work or to go home to my mum's place or to where I was living. But basically I just couldn't tolerate his nonsense anymore, so I up and left. I didn't actually live with him in the true sense of living. I just used to go out with him, and I used to stay over for the weekends. But you gotta, it's usually the female that is the victim, but men can be victims too, because women can wield weapons, and if a woman's got a weapon in her hand, it's like, fuck, you're in trouble if you're a man. So, whatever. It's good to try and avoid these damn relationships. You don't want to have to involve the police or the legal system. You got to try and stay away from that shit. It's good to stay away from the legal system. I don't have any faith in it. So I don't have any faith in the legal system. So I've got to keep away from people who could be criminals, so I don't have to use it. So prevention's better than cure. I'm so glad I broke up with this person when I did, and fortunately I didn't have to involve any legal shit. Fortunately for me, it didn't get to that stage. But take my mum for example. When my parents broke up, that's another bad thing about divorce, is it ends up involving legal system, and the legal system's really dark and dingy. It doesn't work very well, so it's best to avoid needing it. And basically my mum had to go to court and shit like that. She didn't get all that she wanted, so there's a chance that you're not going to get what you want in the court thing, and they can be unfair as well. So the best thing is to nip it in the bud. Don't marry an asshole, whether you're male or female. As I said, assholes can be females too, in so many words, and they can wield weapons. So you're better off preparing yourself by making sure that the person that you love or supposedly love is a person who truly loves you and doesn't want to abuse you. And then I don't believe in cohabitation before marriage, but you can normally spot an asshole, and hopefully they won't slide under the radar until it's too late. But anyway, I think we'll call it quits, but just think about it first, because marriage is meant to be for life, and you don't want to go through the legal system. So I'll just call it quits. Gotta go.